A Bahraini woman has committed suicide after Saudi-backed forces jailed her son and tortured him in front of her. Badrya Alli set herself alight in a mix of repression and depression. Her death is the latest in the regime crackdown that has killed scores since opposition rallies began early last year. On Saturday, another woman died after inhaling tear gas fired by regime troops inside her home in Barbar village. Her funeral on Sunday led to clashes between Saudi-backed forces and the mourners. On the same day, regime troops attacked opposition protesters in several more villages. Protests continue across the kingdom for freedom and the downfall of the khalifa regime. The rallies have intensified despite the ongoing crackdown.
The Saudi-backed regime forces have once again resorted to brutal tactics to quell a popular uprising in the kingdom. The forces used tear gas and sound grenades to disperse the protesters who were chanting anti-regime slogans. Salma Mohsen is the latest victim of the crackdown on peaceful protests in the kingdom. She died of suffocation from inhaling tear gas fired by regime forces into her home. For almost a year now, the ruling Al-Khalifa family has been trying to silence dissent through heavy-handed tactics. Dozens of Bahrainis have been killed and hundreds of others have been detained since the revolution began in February 2011. Rights activists and senior clerics are among those detained, and several people have even been tortured to death. The regime forces have also destroyed or desecrated religious sites. In many cases, soldiers have attacked worshippers. Recently, a report by Bahrain Independent Commission of Inquiry revealed that forces loyal to the ruling Al-Khalifa family have used excessive force and torture against protesters.
More than 40 mosques were destroyed openly by the Saudi regime, by the Saudi forces and by the Al-Khalifa forces. Then you cannot call that anything except that it is religiously oriented attack and aggression.
Meanwhile, main opposition group Alli has said that people will not stop their demonstrations until their demands are met. It has also dismissed King Hamad al-Khalifa's announcement of constitutional reforms.
Our demand is to be elected our government. But the government is appointed now for more than 40 years. I can demand that the legitimate power in the hand of the people.
The king's measures give greater authority to question and remove cabinet officials. Bahraini opposition group says the king's proposals are nothing but a lame attempt to appease protesters. Al-Wifaq says the protesters want the Al-Khalifa regime to go out altogether.
What he provided today was nothing but some points of rhetoric that the people altogether have rejected.